yourself. What is your name?
Eva Ragner,
How old are you?
81.
And what have you got to tell us today about your past in this general area, Swan Lake? We hear you have
Well,
a
it was
very interesting
mostly in Gundy, back of, I don't know if you know where Gundy is.
Yeah.
It's off over that way on the Alberta side. And that's where I was raised, was out there. Yeah.
Yeah, so what we were talking about, I was just telling you about the Dene people that are growing up. People used to say that they used to travel, and season after season they go around and round, all through here. Just recently we found a bunch of artifacts in and around here. Actually, this guy got some artifact that he found on his land, and Donaldson's collection actually we returned over 1,000 artifacts. So we're very interested in connecting these stories and experiences of people with the beaver people. So
Yeah. Well, mostly I knew the ones from Horse Lake. Because they used to come in every fall to hunt, and they'd come with their wagons and horses, be a long, long string of people, and their dogs and their horses, their kids, the whole family come every fall to go hunting behind our place out at Fish Creek there. And so we seen a lot of them, and they'd come every fall. Phyllis and Glass was one of the main ones, and there was Clifford Glass and Ronnie Gladue and the whole Davises, a whole mess of people like that. And we'd go horseback riding with the young people, And they'd come every year, and old Phyllis, he'd drop off meat, and even if we weren't home, nobody locked the doors.
no.
Yeah, and you could trust them. They were really good. Yeah, and that went on for every fall. Yeah.
Did you play with these people? Or
Yeah,
get
we
to know
rode
them?
horseback together, racing and stuff like the kids, us kids and them kids. Yeah, and they camped. They had their teepees just like these teepees up back behind us. Yeah,
How did they travel?
with the team and horses.
No carts or anything
Nope,
like that time, right?
Nothing. No, they come in on the old Goose Lake Trail from Horse Lake. Yeah,
And how were they dressed?
just like us, mostly. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they're already colonized in their clothing.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But
And
we
just
used to-
once a year?
Yeah, just in the fall. Although
And
Phyllis,
which direction were they going in the fall?
they would come in from Horse Lake through the old back way out to Fish Creek. Have you ever been out to Fish Creek, out to Chris's?
Yes,
we
I
were
have.
raised,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they come in that way, over the old trail that we used to herd cattle through. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you remember any significant moments, like any year that would happen? Any cool things that are memorable to you?
I remember Phyllis and his wife came once, and it was, really getting cold. Mom and Dad wanted to stay in the house, and they wouldn't. They went and slept under the trees with spruce boughs and stuff. We thought that was a little neat for a cold night. But yeah, they're really nice people.
And
And then tried to teach us a few native swear words. And
Like Gittagay or
yeah,
not subtly or
yeah,
not too.
yeah,
That's what we say amongst people.
yeah.
You always go like this to somebody, eh? If you want to make fun of somebody, always not too around your ass.
Oh yeah, not like this. Eh?
how old were you at those times? Like
I
how?
was probably 12, 13 years old.
That's when it started, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
And
They came as many years as they actually hunted in there. Yeah. It was neat to see them all strung out across the meadow there.
oh yeah. How many teepees would you see?
There was a lot, and then they just left their poles there afterwards,
Mhm.
up in a big clearing at the back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lots of teepees. That would have been.
They left the poles up?
Yeah. They left them there.
Standing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can be used for a long time.
Oh yeah.
I thought that they would stand them up in a tree.
Well,
No.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, they left a lot of them
sometimes
just
they do
standing.
that,
Yeah.
or else they'll just leave them like that. I
Yeah.
mean, I like leaving mine whenever I go anywhere, and I'll just leave them there.
Yeah.
And then it's easier. You got the poles there. You don't have to carry them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
if you do, they're nice and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a grave or two up in there too.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know the name.
Do you know the place?
Not exactly anymore.
Okay.
Trees have grown up so bad up in there that. Yeah.
I wonder how long they've been camping in that area, if it's worth an excavation.
Well, it'd be really interesting. Like I was saying, like we're finding artifacts. We really want to kind of look at where the different camps are all through here, because there's lots.
And you know, I never even thought of. We never thought of digging around to see if they had any arrows, but there was past the arrow day.
Yeah.
You know, they had rifles and stuff
Yeah,
then.
by then.
But the location was probably
Yeah.
a long-term location. I'm
Yeah,
thinking,
they
right?
seem to camp there every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some history in that.
Oh, it's a beautiful spot. Oh
Is it?
my goodness, it's picturesque, and it just makes you feel good back there, eh?
Oh yeah.
Back
It's a
where
valley.
she was talking about,
Where I was
where the
raised,
camp would have
yeah.
been.
Is there any way to get there and see it?
Well, you can get to the end of the road. My nephew owns it now. Chris let his son take over.
Okay.
And then where they camped was probably another half a mile further up. There was an open field, which is all growing up now.
So
No,
who
that
was the
was
son?
Lee.
Oh, it
Lefferson.
is Lee. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lee Lefferson
Mm-hmm.
is doing that now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think her last name was Baptiste. Mary, we called her Indian Mary, and she made all of our moccasins
Mm-hmm.
and mitts and stuff. Dad could give her his hides and stuff, moose hides and deer hides. And yeah, that's what we wore.
He's still wearing moccasins.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Got rubbers on him, but he still wears
Yeah,
moccasins. You
I know
betcha.
we used to wear them all winter. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the best.
Oh yeah.
Easy to take off in and out
Yeah.
when you're going inside the house.
Right.
Rubbers. Where do you find rubbers today?
Huh?
Yeah.
Where do you
it
find
must be
moccasin
hard.
rubbers?
Well,
That's
actually,
the hard
you,
one.
You know what? These moccasins, they're a muck boot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what those are. Just big muck boots?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, the
That's
muck
smart.
called muck
It's
boot.
perfect.
Yeah.
They're more like you can buy them at the men's. Where do we get them at?
Steel something. Steel
yeah,
toes.
Steel toes.
Steel toes store in
Okay.
Fort St.
Yeah.
John. There.
Because like
Oh,
when I was
yeah.
a kid, you used to go to the trading post
Yeah.
out there by
Right.
LP now,
Yeah, yeah.
Louisiana Pacific.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to buy moccasin
That's
rubbers.
right.
And I looked as an adult, and the only thing I could find was the kind of galoshes things. And they had the heel, you know, that little bump for the instep of your foot in them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you step in them with your moccasins on, it always feels weird on the instep of your foot, so they didn't really work. So
Yeah. Yeah, these
where do you
work
find
really well.
moccasin rubbers? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Fort St. John, you could get them at Steel Toes.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Now, when they came during the fall, how long did they stay for? Did they stay the winter?
They would stay for a few weeks, and then when they finished their hunt, they'd go back to the reserve.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they were just stocking up, like hunting
Yeah.
and making
And
dry
they
meat.
pick-
And
pick berries and
they
Yeah.
make dry meat. Did you see them making dry
Yeah.
meat?
yeah.
So that, like, we see a little rack over there,
Uh-huh.
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it was an interesting life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They only come once a year, like once in the fall, and that was it.
And how many kids were with them?
Lots, probably the whole families, the wives and the kids, they were all there. Yeah.
So how many people altogether came?
Oh, I never counted them, but there was a lot.
But
When you said
guess, though?
teepees,
Like,
Well, at least 30,
okay,
at
okay.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll
And
be
they
like
come right through our yard to
That's
get
like 20
up to
teepees.
camp.
Yeah, that's like at least 20 teepees.
yeah,
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's a
There
mobile
was a lot
village
of
right
people.
there.
Yeah.
They were strung out a long ways, coming through the back way. Because with the open meadow way, we could see them coming.
What a sight.
Wow. Yeah, back in the day, you know, that would
Oh,
have been.
and it was good because we hardly ever went out to the neighborhood because we were 6 miles from the school even, so we didn't even go to school most of the time except do correspondence.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so it was nice to see other people.
Mhm. Wow, what an amazing
It was an
experience, eh?
Yeah.
So wagons and horses.
Yes, and that's all we ever had for years was horses to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
A different time.
And a good time.
We're talking to pioneers, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a
Yeah.
pioneer days for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my grandparents came in with a covered wagon, and they were here for probably 3 or 4 years, and then they took off and went back to Chilliwack with the covered wagon. It took them 3 months
Travel here.
to go from here back to Chilliwack.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then where did they come from?
My grandpa was mostly from Oregon.
Okay.
And grandma was somewhere down there too. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. My dad, he stayed here when he married my mom. He didn't travel back with them. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see the history of the people that, you
Yeah.
know. That's another thing that we're looking into too, is like finding out who are the people. Like for example, in Fort St. John area, the Peace Country, 14 different languages.
Well, really? Huh.
Because we did a kind of a mini little study to see, okay, who are the people here? Where do they come from, right? So started looking at it, it's like 14. And just recently there was, this springtime, there was a World Fair in Fort St. John downtown. 20 countries represented.
Gee.
So that's exciting because, okay, for years and years, like we looked at it from Nachin, Nanette, that means dreamer's land. So how I explain to people is like, this is the beaver world with the dreamers, and they're just a beautiful land that they have. And ever since, the 1700s, people were coming here having a dream. So they'll come here and, start a new life, farming, homesteading, doing business, raising a family. So basically this whole piece of country it's a dreamer's land. So people come to fulfill their dream.
Yeah.
So whatever that is, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, some of them stayed, some of them didn't.
Yeah. Some people didn't like it after a while because of the weather and the changes. Other people, once you come here and then you go away and then you want to come back. So some people have done that.
Well, it was hard on horses that they brought in too, because my dad and his family, when they come, they herded a bunch of horses through Edmonton and brought them up here, but they lost a lot of them because it was swamp fever. They couldn't handle it somehow. I don't know from where they came from. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the horses died.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
No, not all of them, but quite a few of them they lost.
Yeah, and that's just how rugged it was. The reserves that you started out with didn't always make it to where you were going with them, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then, when they first come, mostly a lot of swamp grass and stuff like that, and maybe it wasn't good for them. I don't know. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share with us?
That's about all I can think of, that would be interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you very much then. We appreciate that. And we'll
Okay.
continue back, and I think we're going to have some food here, so we'll go and have share bread with each other and some food. I think they're making bannock, and so we'll have bannock and soup and whatever they're making.
Okay.
I'm always surprised about what they come up with, the ladies.
As long as they don't have dogs.
And
for
they,
feeders.
they,
I've
were,
read a lot of stories.
they were speaking native. There was a few speakers last night, and it was wonderful just to hear them going around the campfire.
Oh, yeah.
You would remember lots
Can you
of that.
understand?
Well, I might,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, you wouldn't know the language,
No.
but you remember hearing the sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well, I have a granddaughter she's a Cardinal. Chuck Cardinal is her dad. And she knows a few words, so.
we know what kind of words those are.
Yeah.
Okay,
I tried
thank
to
you.
get her to come with me, but her dad's in the hospital, so she'll come out today.
Okay, can you shut that off? Yep.